Here we go, 2026, Leadville Heavy Half.
Lord, here is Leadville in 2026. White Sun Legend 12 Heavy Half edition presented by Square officially underway. We'll see y'all back here at the meeting of hours. If you're on the outside of the fence all the way to 6th Street, you can see join the Diesel Brothers and Hardy's song. Since on that will be the past here. There is nothing to point to any of our little elite cheering for band. Mosquito Cloud. See, that's her! You don't let her play! And he's got her. They go all the way to the south. The fairy candle runs in the nice and way back down to you in the south. Dude, remember we want to all those bitches.
So I ran the Leadville Heavy Half on Saturday the 27th. I haven't run competitively for a number of years, and well, I ran it. I had signed up for it a few months ago after I was talking to a friend, and he was like, let's run this together. So I signed up, and life happened, and then there it was. I was looking down the calendar and I had a month to train. So the week after Labor Day, I started training for the Heavy Half, knowing that it would be not easy, but I knew that I could get it done, and getting it done is what was on my agenda.
I'm looking up the climb to Mosquito Pass. So this is the aid station that you hit on the out and the back. You can see Mount Massive out there. And this is where you would come if you wanted to see me come and go. Bring the binoculars and you can see me go all the way up there. Back down. Very pretty up there.
So I drove up to Leadville from my house in Gypsum the night before, Friday evening, and did the packet pickup and met with a friend, and we walked around town for a little bit, and then I went up to the Resurrection checkpoint aid station. Leadville Heavy Half. Downtown Leadville, beautiful morning. Excited for the day. So overnight, Jess came to my house and we got up early to head to Leadville. We left my house around 6:30 to drive the hour and 15 minutes to Leadville, parked at the baseball fields, and got a shuttle to the starting point. I met my friend Chris, and we were ready for the start of the race and ready to have some fun climbing up to Mosquito Pass. Basically, it was a power hike the whole way up. I might have jogged a few times. It's amazing to me how people can run uphill. The winners came through this and they were blasting uphill, I'm sure. They finished the whole thing in just over 2 hours. So as I was taking photos, so were other people. Selfies, videos, anything you can imagine. The area is just so beautiful, and why not? I mean, it's Leadville, and running here is certainly a spectacular, fun, special thing. I mean, it wouldn't be a good running video at altitude without heavy breathing, and we were power hiking the whole way. You know, I have run so many times in my life, and I knew that it was just going to be something interesting for me to see if I was in shape enough to even make it happen. I was determined. It was 15.5 miles, so I knew I could at least do that. Jess made it out to Resurrection Checkpoint, where she was checking out the views of the scenery, Mount Massive in the background, and watching people come by, waiting for me to come.
Water, gels, never second scratch, what we need. Water, gels, never second scratch, what we need.
The aid stations were well stocked. Resurrection on the way out and back, and Mosquito Pass at the top of the mountain. The climb up, you could watch runners ahead of you moving up to the top. The road was rocky, it was uneven, and it was just power hiking, putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how long it took. It was definitely an interesting experience to climb up the mountain. As we went up, it was getting windier and windier and windier. However, the views were not disappointing, and it was just amazing to be in this area. You know, I love getting to the mountains, and you know, it's an hour and 15 minutes to my house to run this race, and I'm blessed to be able to do it. I was also super stoked that Jess was able to be with me and being supportive in the way that she was. You know, she waited around at Resurrection for a couple hours while I climbed up and I went back down. I basically climbed up the mountain, power hiked, made it to the top where it was super windy, and hiked back down. On the way up, there were a few Jeeps that had come down the mountain. They must have come up over the other side of Mosquito Pass. That would be interesting, coming up Mosquito Pass and coming down to the other side, where, guess what? There is a race going on, and now they have to navigate all of the people that were here. Definitely windy. You can hear it in that last video clip. One foot in front of the other, we moved up the mountain, and the leaders were coming down. So there was the marathon also, and the marathon did a little bit of another route to get to Resurrection Checkpoint, and they went up the same pass to Mosquito Pass and then back down. So it was interesting because I was watching both marathon runners and heavy half runners come down the mountain. You can see that there's rocks in those photos, and there is some dirt path area, but some areas look better than others. It definitely was slow going at times when we're waiting for people to come down or around us.
Yo, buddy.
Yeah! Made it!
My buddy Chris had made it up to the top of the pass just before me. It was great to see him up there at the top. We exchanged pleasantries, and I took a look around and took in some fuel and fluid at the top. It was really cool to be able to see so many people from all over the nation and the world run this race. You know, it was really super special for so many people who had come from out of town. You know, for me, it was just like amazing to be here running in Leadville. Growing up in the East Coast and running as much as I did, I always had this vision and idea of Leadville. And, you know, coming here as a visitor years ago, I was like, how could I ever run here? And then I moved here 4.5 years ago and have done a lot of hiking and in the high peaks in Colorado, and come up to Leadville, and it was just a matter of time before I would get myself back into running and back into the position to where I could actually run a race at Leadville and at altitude. Definitely the wind was a factor when we were up there at the pass. I didn't stay long. I had stopped on my way up and put my windbreaker jacket on, and that was definitely something that I needed. I don't know how people ran without having some kind of windbreaker jacket, but you know what? I guess I just needed it. Getting old. I'll be 50 in November, so getting back in the running is definitely different than when I was getting back in the running at 40 or 30 or, you know, when I was younger and running in high school and in the Army. It was definitely cool to see the views from up there and look way out, and you can see Elbert and Massif and the collegiates. And way beyond that, you can see the Mount of the Holy Cross in that area and towards my home in Gypsum. Coming down, I was able to run a little bit and I made up some time. Overall, I was pretty consistent. Being consistent on the downhill was helpful. I basically had the same per mile time on the way up to Mosquito Pass and the same per mile time on the way down from Mosquito Pass to the finish. Nothing super fast. I think my average was something like 18 minutes per mile. For me, doing something like this is about the experience and having a fun time and having an enjoyable time. Yeah, I'd love to run faster and be able to, you know, do well in terms of like a racing place, but the reality is I was just enjoying the run and enjoying the scenery, and being part of the race here at Leadville was definitely a unique experience for me. I look forward to the next one that's coming up. I made it back down the mountain, met Jess at the Resurrection aid station, and continued my trot onto the finish. Definitely struggling more on the way down. You know, with my training being behind, I did my best. I could definitely feel my hip flexors and pelvic girdle coming to a point where they were just not working so well with the downhill. Definitely did a number on it. We ran past these old mining buildings that were collapsed over the years. Definitely interesting to take a look at. Always just tons of scenery, and on our way out we ran past lots of former mining areas. But you can see here, you know, as far as the eye can see, you can see for miles, and all of this area right around here is where mining took place. You came down from Mosquito Pass to Resurrection, and then slowly you started climbing again until you then started descending to the last part into town. Look at my face, I'm tired, but I'm ready to keep moving, and I'm almost there. Happy to be towards the end.
Home stretch of the levy half. What a beautiful day. I'm at the top. I'm working for sure. Getting up to this uphill, gonna be downhill to the finish. But it's so beautiful. Dude. First time I've done any kind of race at Leadville. Started above 10,000 feet and went above 13.1, 8.3 I think. Mosquito Pass. What a good re-entry into racing and running. Love it.
Happy to be out there running. Colorado blue skies, clouds in the sky. Such a beautiful sight heading towards Mount Massif on the way down.
Elbert gets the glory because it's the tallest 14er. I actually
It was pretty cool by now, knowing that I had a few miles to go to the finish. Heading down towards town, I definitely found some energy to pick up and run a little bit more than I was. Walking, running. I knew that Jess would be there at the end. I was happy to finish and see her being so supportive. Made it to the end. Found Chris at the end of the race and walked around a little bit. Love you, Jess. Thanks for being so supportive. Checked out the crowds, watched some finishers, drank some fluids, kept walking a little bit so I wouldn't get tight, but it was pretty darn cool to be there. Yes, it was. So until next time, Leadville, we'll figure out what the next run will be there in Leadville. The next run for me that I've signed up for is Cougar Ridge in Vail to Minturn, and then ultimately I'm training for the Moab Trail Marathon November 7th, and I hope to be ready for that one to enjoy it. So that's all I got for now for the Leadville Heavy Half. Made it, did it, and thanks again, Jess. Love you. Also, Chris, thanks.